What's up, Spice Warriors? It's DuneBro, and we got a brand new balanced patch today for Dune Spice Wars. Now, I've been working hard at making guides for all the factions, so don't worry, I've got that coming. I've got a Fremen one that's going to be posted soon, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. I've already got my House Vernius one, which has had a lot of positive reactions, as well as a build order guide, so go check those out. But let's just cover today what has changed, in the last week for Dune, and some of the balance changes you'll want to know about if you're heading out there to play some free-for-all games out there on the multiplayer lobbies, I guess you call it. Okay, some balancing that's going to be happening. House Atreides, I'll give you a little more zoom there. House Atreides development, political intent goes from 5 down to 4 guards on betrayal. So that is going to be a nerf for Atreides as far as for that political intent. You're going to be getting 1 less guard. And then the Warden's Gear cover tactics goes from 20% to 30% speed. So a little bit of buff there, a little bit of nerf there for House Atreides. Looking at the Harkonnens. Now, I don't know every single one of these texts because I haven't memorized all of them, so, I'll do my best. Counselor Kron Vachia gives +2 manpower per empty building slot on oppression on top of his other effects. Now, I was trying to think about this one. So, gives additional manpower per empty building slot on oppression. So what this is saying is it would be in your interest to maybe not build up an entire village if you have this counselor, and then when you oppress, it's going to give you a bunch more manpower. Now, that could be actually pretty good for Harkonnen a buff for that. So and this is just a net buff to this counselor, so maybe it's a little more viable of an option to choose. And then Counselor Umen Kudo, I wish they, usually all the counselors have a name next to them, like the Water Maker or whatever, that lets you know what they actually do. I do have my counselor's guide, but I haven't memorized all the counselor names. They produce +3 manpower on top of his other effects. So 2 of the counselors for the House Harkonnen going to be getting a buff here. So that's going to be nice if you're a Harkonnen player. The Smugglers, Counselor Lashawn Hera now gains information. Oh yeah, I remember this one. In faction when trading intel or influence, and gains both intel and influence information level. So before you were only getting the buff if you were trading intel, and it was okay, well, if Smugglers is doing that, don't accept the trades. But it looks like now both intel or influence will give you you gain information, and now you're going to be getting additional intel and influence from information levels there. So a little bit of buff to that Smuggler Counselor if you want to decide to give it a try. Still don't think I love that one a whole lot. The Fremen, oh my gosh, I don't know why the Fremen got a buff, because I thought they were already pretty good. Mother of Mallow now gives 0.5 authority production per active harvest team on top of her other bonuses. So Mother of Mallow, I already was picking her in a lot of scenarios. Now going to give you some extra authority for expanding, and authority always I really like when I'm playing Fremen. So could be a nice buff for the Fremen there. Now, House Corrino going to be taking the biggest hit, and you'll see GLJ very sad in the chat because Corrino's been very, very strong since this most recent patch. So let's take a look at what's changing. They've reworked the solid materials development. So this is one of those research developments. Now gives you +15 plastic production. Village buildings now have +1,000 health. That's the way they reworked that. And then the Megapolis development, +3 water. This isn't that main base, right? +3 water in village neighboring the main base. Buildings cost 10% less plastic and Solari to build in the main base in neighboring villages. And then they reworked Imperial Administration. The effects of village quirks are applied 1 more time in villages neighboring the main base. Unlocks the investment office village building. So that's how you're going to unlock that. And then administrative consolidation development. It's basically development rework. Villages with 4 or more buildings of the same type reduce Solari upkeep by 15%. And then unlocking the Emperor Monument integrated cost development. So it goes from 50% down to 30% Solari upkeep discount of major buildings around the main base. And the maintenance center is no more. That's going to be the biggest hit. That maintenance center going away, that's a huge savings. I'm kind of interesting to see what GLJ thinks was the biggest hit there for House Corrino, but a big rework. Overall, Corrino takes nerfs on the following. Maintenance costs only go down 15% from 25. You lost the plus 10 production bonuses, and then more expensive major buildings and the bug fix. Oh, is that down later? Oh, okay. It's the bug fix. We'll get to that in a second. House Eeka. The Museum of Unbound Art goes down from +5 now down to +3 max influence, manpower, and authority. So that's going to be a nerf for Eeka. Garden Resort also going down from 0.5 to 0.2 influence per masterpiece in neighboring regions. The Artistic Aspirations development now goes from 100 to 80 Solari, so a lot of nerfs for Eeka. And political art going down from 15 to 8. So Eeka is getting a lot of nerfs there for your House Eeka players. Now, I played mostly House Vernius since its launch. Let's see what's changed here. Counselor Kamar Pilaru gives 30 Landsrad whenever an opponent declare conflict or break a truce on top of his other effects. So that's going to be fun because you spend a lot of Landsrad playing Vernius, getting some 30 anytime someone breaks conflict with you. Your opponents do, that's gonna be nice. Tessia Vernius now turns 50% of knowledge into Intel and Solari before it was just Intel, so that's a buff. I already like this as it was. Oh, I like this. Vernius getting a little bit buff. Patent going down from, it started at 1,000, they moved it to 800, now 600 Solari. If you remember in my previous Vernius guides, I talked about how bad patent was. It was so expensive. 600 Solari, you get 500 back with one person buying it. This is actually getting to be a lot better. I think that's going to make this actually useful. Harmless Gadget Treaty goes down 100 Solari, the cost on that one. So that's going to be a buff there. And the analytical machines that you buy, those are the agents you can buy. They get 100 Solari cheaper. So holy shit, Vernius is getting major buffs across the board. Big buffs for Vernius, big nerfs for Corrino. Other balance of hostile sea trade in Conquest. I don't really play Conquest. The Demo Raider now has one less power. Yeah, they were pretty good. Spying Operation Scavenger Team now gives 25% of dead units max health as Solari instead of scaling the power. Okay, let's see what they've changed with the bug fixes. Fix political model, Atreides conquest bonus. I'm not going to know what all of these are necessarily, so feel free to sound off if one of these really stands out to you. They fix automatic weapons, ranger gear, fix no war grace period with Lady Jessica, Harkonnen conquest bonus, red fluid gear. I'm just going to kind of skim this to see if something stands out. Okay, Fremen development, Star Wars Alliance. Only one raid per siege at the time. That can only help to liberate. So I think there might have been multiple raids happening before. Blocking charters after Eeka's death is gone. Obfuscating the countermeasures development properly unassigns the third agents. Oh, it wasn't before. Oh wow, that's pretty huge there. Fix being able to queue multiple devs without checking the requirements with 5k hegemony. I did not know that. Fixed water regulation resolutions being scaled by villages. Units are not dragged into combat by area of effect anymore. I like that. Crew training was applied 2 times. It's getting fixed. Okay, on faction on Harvester. Fixed conflicted input after rebound. Okay, whatever. Wait, fixed assassination tooltip showing wrong message when only free infiltration cells were remaining. We fixed the Lance Right Confirm button, rally point and hero alerts, stealth, AI trying to defend itself. Let's see what the fix was that GLJ was talking about. Automatic weapons equals more damage. That one. Gotcha. They fixed more damage. Okay, that's good. Jessica could repeatedly force you to treaties nonstop. Yeah, they fixed that. It won you a game, Irish. Oh my gosh. Crew training program equals the bug fix. So which one's crew training program? Oh, it was applied 2 times. Okay, so that's gonna be pretty big. So that's gonna be it. It actually is a pretty big balance change for what it is for, what I would kind of consider a hot fix here. We've had balance changes last week and this week. I love that they support the game so frequently. So I'll leave that at that. Feel free to comment below what any of those bugs or balance changes might mean for the faction that you like playing. And I think for me, Very happy that Vernius is getting a little bit of buff. I was doing pretty good with them before. And be on the lookout for my Fremen guide. I'm going to be working on that. Be patient. Thank you so much for helping me hit 1,000 subscribers on my DuneBro channel. I really appreciate that. It allows me to monetize the work that I do for my content creation. So thank you to all of you who subscribed in the last few weeks. The channel's absolutely exploded. So appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.